Wala message. Okay, we are live. You're welcome to Opinion Sharers. It's a crucial time in the history of Nigeria where we have an opportunity to choose another leader, a president for that matter, and the National Assembly members election today in Nigeria. So, as we are speaking now, there are a lot of people still waiting at their polling unit, waiting for the results to be, counted and then sent to the collation center. So we as Nigerians who are, fortunately or unfortunately are in the diaspora today, um, we're going to be talking about some of the things that we have heard about the experience, about the election. Since we didn't vote, we've not been given opportunity to vote as citizens. So we're just going to be looking at some of the things that we have heard on media and the social media. So my guests today are just our regular face. I have Chimilai here joining from Canada and Citizen Oluwatosin from Dubai. So guys, what's happening now? How are they?
Good, yeah. We are monitoring. We are monitoring our vote online.
Body the pepper Nigerians.
Is body peppering you?
Well,
the tension is high. Yesterday, there was so much anxiety.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm a good Nigerian and I'm patriotic, I should be concerned about whatever is happening and that is going to determine the future of the country. So yeah, the temperature is rising.
You see, even those people who tend to pretend like they don't care about democracy or they don't care about politics, rather not democracy. The truth is, no matter how you see people venting and talking bad about Nigeria, but when it comes to a time like this, all of us are gear up. Our blood is rising seriously. Yesterday night, I was telling my wife that I can't even wait for this election to be over. Let everybody even rest. So it's today. It's happening now. We've been hearing a lot of things, some good, some not so good. A friend called me and was asking, "What do you think is going to happen to this election?" Knowing that we have heard that some people weren't able to vote, and do you think they are going to cancel the election and all of those things? And sincerely, I don't know. But the truth is, I think we've invested so much or too much in the election to cancel it. Now, it may have been, it may come out not perfect, but do you think? Okay, let's start asking questions and start talking. So, based on what you have heard, Timileyin, do you think this is a credible election? Anyway, maybe that's not even the right question to ask. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, you mentioned something. You said, is it going to be fair? Is it going to be free and fair? In the history of electioneering in Nigeria, I don't think we have ever seen even the so-called massive votes in support of Buhari in 2015 was not entirely free and fair. And you said we were not expecting anything perfect. I honestly wasn't expecting anything perfect, but at least we needed to see the will. The will. I'm not even talking about the political will now. I'm talking about the will of the people, to top every other thing today. But it's unfortunate that we are seeing a lot of things online. Some people have, especially from APC and Labour Party, people have been posting fake results. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen someone that said in Lagelu, Oyo State, in Lagelu local government, Oyo State, Labour Party has zero counts, right? Zero votes. And someone also in the cartel said Labour Party is leading a cartel local government in Lekki. A cartel ward, I think it's polling unit 3, that in Lekki that Labour Party is winning APC. I don't know how true those results are, but the truth is that we don't expect it to be entirely perfect. But what I've seen so far, especially some, videos that are not so palatable to cite, especially that of MC Oluomo telling people that if you are of Igbo descent, if they born you well, come and vote. I mean, that's too much of a threat to their life, threats to their safety, and they are being disenfranchised. And these people are not able to do to do what they are supposed to do as citizens. So, and it is not good. And again, there has been another video. I think I sent the 2 videos to you personally. There has been another video where someone is saying this territory is for APC. If you know you are not voting APC, please just go back home. If you know you are not voting APC, and he went further to say, I am going to check your ballot. I mean, that's too much of crime, to confess to that. And that person has been recorded on tape. Now, you said we have invested too much to cancel any election. If the process is fraudulent, it is worth canceling, because the will of the people is not being exhibited in the result eventually. So what I want to just say that I assume will be the right thing for INEC to do, it will be their call eventually, but the right thing for them to do is to do quality assurance on all of these processes, and it should be done on case by case basis. If it is free and fair in Osun State, I mean, just let it go from that place. If it is free and fair in some part of Lagos, let it go. But they should look at, especially when there are undeniable evidences and facts like videos. If someone is caught on tape saying, if I see an Igbo man or woman here, I will kill them, or I'm going to show them pepper. I mean, that should not fly. Such results should not be taken, should not be accepted. So this is just what I think. So, and if the same thing is happening in Anambra, if there is any Igbo man saying, if I see any Yoruba or Hausa man here to vote, I'm going to show them pepper, such places should also be cancelled. I mean, if people say Labour Party or APC or people don't love you, then let the people decide with their votes. Let them decide if they truly love a particular party or candidate. Let them decide. They don't need to be threatened. So far, I don't think Nigeria is actually ready for something new, honestly speaking, with what I have seen. My hopes were beginning to rise in the course of the week when people say, soldiers are in the streets, trying to monitor if anybody does anything. And when I woke up this morning, I checked my phone and I saw some soldiers actually disciplining some guys that they stole. They snatched ballot boxes and they were giving them serious punishment. So I thought, well, maybe this thing is working. But when I saw those videos emanating from Lagos, I wasn't really pleased.
Okay. Thank you, Timlane, for your opinion and for voicing out those things. Now, the thing is that the election is still ongoing, and many of these things happened, and some of them probably has been exaggerated. Like, meanwhile, I saw also earlier today that President Buhari, after he voted, he raised up his his ballot paper showing that he has voted for APC, and perhaps there was a TV station, live TV station, or maybe, I don't know how, some people caught it on camera, that Baba was showing APC, and there were some people actually shouting APC there, Meanwhile, that was not the only one. It happened also in some other places where I have people actually in polling units where people were saying, hey, vote Obi. And there are some also polling units where people are saying, if you don't vote for APC, don't come and vote here. Tosin, what's your own first assessment, of what is currently going on, based on what you have heard or seen?
Thank you. My assessment, the process, I don't know how credible this election is going to be, or how the electorate are going to take it, because we can only bank on videos we are seeing online and even comments from TV stations. Today I've been watching channels and Arise, and the comment from them seems I don't think the process is going very well. INEC is expected to deliver more than what we have seen INEC deliver. They already know how much people were eager to vote in this election, especially first-time voters. And we see how things are in the... Please, let me take something. Let me take this.
Oh, sorry, I muted. We are on Opinion Sharers and trying to analyze some of the things that is happening in Nigeria with regards to the election. So please help us share the link. And if you want to communicate, if you want to join in the conversation, I could take a few calls. So indicate in the comment section, and then you would be able to call in to contribute to the discussion. So while we wait for Tosin to come back, Timileyin, so you were saying that if this is not, that it's not enough that I said we have invested so much in this election. What do you think? Let's just assume, let's assume that, that maybe there is overwhelming irregularity and they are considering cancellation of the election. What do you think would happen? You're muted.
Thank you. So what I understand from what I have seen before and from my experience as a presiding officer in the 2019 general elections, I think in an election process cannot be entirely cancelled nationwide. Like I mentioned the other time, it's going to be done on a case-by-case basis. So it could be cancelled for a polling unit or across. And again, this is how they calculate it. For instance, if eventually they say 3 states, there were like inappropriate occurrences in like 3 states, and when you look at the result of the eligible voters in those states, when you count all of them together and you look at everything, and you see that there is no significant change, maybe it wouldn't cause anything to change at the end of the day when you add it to the person you wanted to be in their favor, then it would really be insignificant at that point. But when you are seeing massive inappropriate occurrences in an electionary process in different places and in voluminous, and they are really voluminous in large numbers, then that could be enough to say, okay, let us reconsider this. Most probably they will do rerun. I mean, it happened in Osun State in 2018. It happened that it was between Gboyega Oyetola and then Omishore. So we saw Omishore and Oyetola. They were really, I mean, Omishore is from PDP, right? SDP rather. And Adeleke is from PDP. And Oyetola is from APC. And so there were some places in Ife, in some senatorial districts in Ife, in Osun State, where they said many people were not allowed to vote because of thuggery and threat and all that. Eventually, they looked at the results. They were like, okay, if we had the number of eligible voters in this particular area, local government, and we put it on Adeleke, eventually Adeleke would carry the day. If we give it to Oyetola, Oyetola will carry the day. Then definitely the numbers are significant enough to decide which way or should we go in terms of declaring the winner. So they had to say, okay, there is going to be rerun. And unfortunately, PDP had beaten, I don't want to use the word betray because betrayal is their thing in Nigerian politics. PDP had betrayed Omishore in the past. So trust APC, they know how to do the mago-mago. They went to meet Omishore that You are in SDP. You came distant third. Even if we win all of these votes, you cannot even become the governor. Come and pitch your tent with us. And that's how Omishore landed in APC till today. Omishore has ever been a PDP member. He was formerly AD under Baba Akande before he went to PDP when Olagunsoye Oyinlola came on board. So what I just want to say in essence is that if the number of eligible voters in such areas, if the number is not significant enough to turn, the direction of the vote or declaring the winner, then it is, if it's not enough, then it could be a walkover. But if it is enough, if it's significant enough, there will be rerun in such cases. So, and that's how Oyetola was declared winner in 2018. So, and I believe it happens in Nigerian politics every time.
Okay, Tosin, you were speaking before about your observation regarding the election.
Yeah, sorry, someone was at the door and I have to pick it. So we were expecting more from INEC than what we have gotten, because to whom much is given, much must be expected also. And INEC should also have understood that the build up to this election was never like any election we have had in Nigeria before. The eagerness in people, the anxiety, the build-up was very high. The excitement in new voters, the turnout of people to go collect their PVC, to go register for PVC and the collection. So INEC should not have handled this election as a business as usual. They should have put in more manpower, more security, more people on ground to making sure that we have smooth run of election. But we are Nigerians. Most time, anything just goes. But things should not be done that way. Things should be done rightly. And especially all the shenanigans that we have seen today online, the videos, the one the governor of Kogi also did. That one alone, I don't know. People usually clamor about we having a new constitution and all that. But see, I keep telling people, the constitution we have and we think it's not working or it doesn't work well, if it will be implemented to the letter, we will still have a sane society, no matter how we feel that constitution is chartered. In the new electoral act law that was just signed recently, there's many punishment that is meted out for those that will try to undermine the process of this election, because a lot of money is spent on this election. And if they tell us the amount of money that is spent on it, you see that sometimes even around the budget of the nation. So we cannot spend this much money on election and just some guys will just be there to undermine the process of what could determine the future of 200 million people plus. But let's see how it goes. We are still following the development, and we thank God that till now it's still no crisis, no major uprising, and it's relatively peaceful. And we hope that it's continued this way. But above all, we hope the best man win the day.
All right, thank you, Tosin. I've been scrolling through Twitter, and it's bombarded by all kinds of information. To sift it is even very difficult, But one thing that I think, so I decided let me go to major verified media houses who will not just be posting nonsense, to see what's happening. So what I think is, what I've continuously been seeing is that there have been people talking about delay in the arrival of the election officials. Some people say, they arrived late. Some people said they were there. A lot of people killed, and they were nowhere to be found. Tulani, what do you think this could be responsible for this? And you said you have an experience as someone who has officiated in an election previously in Nigeria. So what do you think could be responsible for this, and how do you think this might, affect the credibility or the exercise in general?
So what I noticed about elections in Nigeria is that when you are deployed to a particular polling unit to be a presiding officer and maybe other officials of the election, if you are sure, I mean, if the people in that area, they know that is their stronghold, they will do everything possible to bring you on site quickly that, okay, let's get things done. I mean, this is my personal experience. They will do everything possible to make sure you're on site and everything will be very peaceful, like peaceful. But when you see that it is their own territory, but they see there is an handwriting on the wall that people are like, we are not going for, they are not sleeping on the same side, in the same direction and facing the same direction, then there will be problem. It could be that they are threatening the INEC officials, it could be anything, and just to make sure that the process is toppled. So, but I would still say, just like Oluwastosin said the other time, is much more is expected from INEC this time around. I mean, they have 4 years to prepare for these things. See, when I was presiding officer in 2019, I was living in Agoiwe. My polling unit was in Ijebu-Ode and Ijebu-Igbo. From Agoiwe, they transported us to Ijebu-Igbo on Friday, on the eve of the election. We slept in a particular place, just like camp. And as early as 6:30, we were being deployed. So if this is the process throughout Nigeria, then easily, why should people that are supposed to be accrediting people or make people vote, why should they be getting there 12 a.m.? In fact, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said they came around 11:41 a.m. Can you imagine? And people have been there standing since 7 a.m. waiting for the officials to come. Now, if you are not patriotic, you will not stay. Because what's the point? And something you will be telling you that even my one vote will not count. Let me just go home. And that's the truth. It's a sad reality. But I think if we have a good government that really wants to do something about election in Nigeria, they should hold INEC accountable, seriously accountable. Like, everybody should report at their polling units by 7 a.m. It's not too hard to do because they work overnight. Let me tell you, they work overnight. All of this election material, they test everything. There are technicians that will test everything overnight to make sure everything is working properly. So if we did not sleep, what's now the point? Let's just go and do what we have to do and go home early. Early to rise, early to bed. Right? So if we go there early, we leave there early and everybody is happy. But because there are people that are bent on toppling that process or taking advantage of the loopholes or manipulating people, including INEC officials, it will not go the way it should go. And that's a major problem. That's a major problem. So people will still be waiting. Some people will be waiting till 1 p.m. I mean, this guy uploaded a live video. What's his name? The son of this man, son, Falana, Fast.
Okay, fast.
He said he has been here waiting for hours. In fact, nobody, nothing in sight. You will not even know that there is election going on. Nothing in sight. And now said they've spotted, he now flipped the camera. He said, look at that car. He has election materials inside. We asked the people that brought the car that, are you here for us? They said, no, we are not here for you. You can go and check his live video on Instagram.
But could it be that some of these factors that are responsible for the delay may have been logistics?
What kind of logistics? We have 4 years to prepare for just one election. And this
but
is the first.
we also know that even as at a few days ago, they were INEC was saying they have not gotten cash to mobilize their officials.
Cash to mobilize officials.
Yeah,
I got my own payment.
Okay, money, maybe not cash.
Okay, let me tell you something. I got my own payment as a presiding officer like 2 months after election.
It's always like that.
And that's the truth.
Ah.
Yes, about 2
So what
months.
about what
I
about
was
the money?
I was almost coming to Canada before I got that money. like, like, I'm serious.
So it was not supposed to be cash
Irony.
and carry.
No.
Irony. They will
But
say
we they
the
not
money.
need money for
See, the cash and carry, the
transportation and
cash and
some other
carry,
things?
the cash and carry came, but the cash and carry is from politicians. Trust me.
Well, yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that, are you saying the INEC does not need to mobilize money that they will spend on that day,
So
like
should it be
vehicles?
as good project managers and administrators? They have this one big day for Nigerians. Just one day. Is it that day that they should be talking about mobilization?
No, no,
But
no.
let's
They've
be
been talking about it before now, and I have not seen any news about it today. We are just talking about possible reasons for some of these delays in arrival. You know, I've
Shebi you
also
know
seen the
it.
news where
During
saying
the
that people in Yenagua,
Shebi you know
people
it.
people
Shebi,
the I mean the electoral officers didn't come on time, and Wike is asking for maybe they should extend the voting period till 6 p.m.
so the point now is that what I have noticed about the Nigerian system is that when it favors a group of people who are in power, who have the power to make things happen, it will be effective. You see how people were attacked at the NSAS protest. You see how people will be easily attacked. You see how Operation Python will quickly go to Anambra or Kinikon where they say some people are gathering together, just gathering, nobody. But let it happen somewhere else. We know all these things. So when things are going effectively, we know that some people know that it's going to benefit them. The Nigerian state is transactional, and some people have decided to hold it just to hold that country ransom. And that's the point, because I don't things are small. Okay, for instance, in Lagos, there is BRT that can deliver stuff. Shebi is
God bless
government
you.
money, shebi is government property.
God
That's
bless
Lagos
you.
State. That's Lagos State property,
Yeah,
and
but when they
Lagos
want to
State
do
is
Lekki free zone,
APC.
when they wanted to
Wait,
do Lekki free
it is
zone,
APC, okay? It is
Lagos,
APC controlled,
yeah.
okay? So if you are now mobilizing APC, is it better than mobilizing Oluomo?
So there is difference between party and government,
Of course.
Osumio.
right? There is
Is there not supposed to be?
now. So
INEC is supposed to be
are there
an
no PDP
independent organ.
members in Lagos State? So now should the government of Jide Sanwo-Olu be a government of the APC members?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you, in a case where they are using a Lagos State vehicle to
Lagos State
convey,
vehicle is Lagos Gate vehicle, is not APC vehicle. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, okay, you
It's a
can say
state
that.
resource. It's a government resource.
Now, if you as an opposition, somebody who is on the opposition, if you see
Don't
the
get me.
election materials,
I'm not a politician. I'm not in the opposition. I'm not
I'm just
opposing
saying, for
anybody.
instance, I'm not saying you in particular, Tumileyin.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you in particular. I'm saying that people in opposition, if they see that, they might begin to say, "Oh, you see now that's how they are going to manipulate the election, because they are using Lagos State transport vehicles to
Now,
transport."
if you will hear me
People in opposition will even be
happy,
will be okay to use the Lagos State BRT
resource.
than mobilizing thugs.
Imagine INEC said they will use MC Oluomo to distribute INEC materials.
With all their history in elections, Katani, for them to be used to carry election material.
But what gives you the assurance?
A minute, please. Whoever brought that idea that NURTW should be used to carry election material, that person is Dire.
No, it is actually, I learned that it was Oluomo himself that wrote to INEC that they want to volunteer.
Why? So now, if MC Oluomo had if you are the INEC chairman, if MC Oluomo had written to you that I want to be volunteer, and the Lagos State government writes to you that in order to deliver election materials, we want to volunteer the BRT buses that are going to be driven by INEC drivers. Nothing with anybody.
Does INEC have its own drivers?
Do you think these
Why
people
shouldn't
just
they have a presiding an electoral body of a country as huge as Nigeria should even have their own logistics?
So now tell me, they are going to conduct election in maybe 5, 6, maybe maximum 20 days in a year, and you want to employ drivers who are sitting doing
1
nothing
minute,
when
sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. I was an ad hoc staff. I did not work every day. I worked only on election days, and that's
exactly that is the point. So when you hire drivers, also you hire drivers on
ad hoc as ad hoc staff.
It's not now, Mr. Paul. Why you?
They are not permanent staff.
Like they are Nigerian politicians, so
they are not permanent staff. They are going to be ad hoc staff.
No, you are the one that is not understanding what
you are delivering a project.
No.
You are delivering a project.
You hire the driver for the whole year. Apart from Lagos State BRT, there are many other transportation companies that has logistics that will not be useful, that they are not using it for that day, that they can engage.
Yes, now we are saying the same thing. You are just
like
saying the same thing.
Typical politician.
You are saying should they go and hire?
Your argument is baseless.
You said they should go and hire.
They cannot hire them for the whole year now.
You said should they go and hire for a year? But they hire me as ad hoc staff. Why shouldn't they hire driver as ad hoc staff?
That's what I'm saying. That INEC is not going to hire for the whole year. They are going to hire on a maybe 1 day or 2 days basis.
So what is stopping them from doing that?
So they will not get drivers to hire for that 1-2 days.
That is what they would have done. But what I'm telling you is this: you suggested why did they know that they could have used Lagos bus, right? And I am saying that the people in opposition might see that as an opportunity for the INEC the INEC may be complicit by doing that. That's all I have said. I didn't say
what we are saying, it is not even mandatory that they use the Lagos State BRT. In some instances, this BRT cannot even go to some internet. But there are many transportation companies in Lagos and every other state in Nigeria. God is Good is there. Young Shall Grow is there. Peace Mass is there. Many of these transportation companies are there that INEC can liaise with. We are in 21st century, I be 21st century, for God's sake. We should not be running election and be thinking like those that were running election in the days of Adedibu. INEC can approach all these people. We need 24 buses from you for this location and this location. INEC can hire drivers that will drive those buses the same way they are hiring ad hoc officers. They can hire them on 2 days, 3 days contract and pay them. Once the pay is awesome, people will turn out.
Okay. We are not arguing this. We're just suggesting, maybe we're just looking at what are the possible things that could have led to the the delay in the arrival of INEC staffs.
It's poor planning. Poor planning.
I agree.
Poor planning. That's just it. Okay.
So there's no need to, you see me as looking for excuse for them, right? And I think yeah, I mean, look. There have been. I was following the news throughout last week, okay, and some of the things that people were talking about is that INEC has not been received money that they need to prepare for the election, okay. So that's why I am thinking: is it possible that some of the reasons that is that warrants this delay in the arrival of the INEC officials, could it be that the scarcity of cash would have contributed? That's just all I said. Okay.
Yeah. I get your point, but what I'm also saying is that they don't pay by cash. That's another thing that I'm saying. And I mean, the country is going cashless anyways. There is a lot of policies. There are prevailing policies from the CBN and the presidency.
INEC themselves have not even said they lack cash.
They are not encouraging carrying cash.
On that basis, that's there's a term that we use in the social world where you look at you assume that everybody is at your level, okay? You assume that everybody is at your level. As at yesterday, I was talking to somebody from Ekiti, You understand? And that person was lamenting about how they are suffering. A few days before then, I was talking to somebody who is, level of education is like those of the three of us, and that person was talking about how difficult it is to even get money to buy something in Abuja. Okay, so now you are talking about, we are not talking about if they now hire driver, that all the drivers they are possibly going to hire, they have to be from a company, whereby they will have access to banks and all of that. I personally know drivers in Nigeria that don't have their own account.
If they don't have account, that's one of the requirements. Shut up. If you don't have account, you cannot be our driver. I mean, when you want to hire people, you have a lot of eligibility requirements. You state this thing is simple, right? If this is a project problem, if this is a problem,
there no Nigerians that are graduate and they have driver license and they are jobless? All the people driving boat, all the people driving Uber.
Yeah,
they don't find excuse for them.
It's just about
are looking like them already.
This is the criteria. In fact, if you want to be a driver for INEC, you cannot just come from nowhere. They must be able to vet you. But because in Nigeria there is no credit, people don't do security check. That's why an APC member would be employed to be distributing PVC. You saw the video now.
That's how
it's wrong.
In fact, I saw a few days ago, I saw a video where they say even it's all the youth in their community that gather and they were distributing and selecting PVC on the
floor. They found in the bush.
It's not professional at all.
So all of those things are wrong, actually.
And the conclusion is that we are not ready. Not the people now, but those
we are not ready. So what should we do?
Just be ready. What about ready? I mean, it's at this point Nigerians should begin to ask questions about.
My wife said we should be recolonized again.
Honestly, maybe she's correct. I think she's correct.
Better.
Because till tomorrow you'll be calling the British, you'll be calling them slave masters, but right now people are slaves even in their own countries.
Yeah, why?
Right now, because people decide to just enslave one another, and that's the point. So this is the point. Why did we even get independence? If people are still going to be slaves in the country.
Well, let me also play the devil's advocate again.
You have always played it. You have always played it. You don't need to bring the disclaimer now. You have always played it. See, I don't see me as someone that is against the government or I'm just against poor governance. And I think
I am against poor governance too. Okay, but let me tell you, see, I am somebody who appreciates I appreciate intelligence. I appreciate excellence in work. Okay, but let's look at developed economies, developed democracies like that of America. America's democracy is almost about maybe 250 years. So we cannot compare ourselves with them. Even in the last election, do you know in the last election, some of us, we were aware how people were still saying, okay, the election was rigged. You know that in fact, till today, Trump still did not accept that he lost.
How is the democracy of Canada?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. If US has been for 250 years,
yeah.
How old is Nigeria today?
Nigeria is
not even up to when US was doing their 20 years birthday. Nigeria is not there yet.
That's my point.
And that's what we should consider as well, that if we can just get to when they were 20 years old, now they are 250, right? You said 250, I don't know the correct, but you said 250 now. If Nigeria can just make it to that 20 years old, maybe
there is not even justification to comparing both countries. There is no justification to comparing both country democracy. We are not asking them that we mail our vote. We are not asking them that they allow us to vote for some 3 days or 4 days.
Exactly.
We are not asking them that Nigerian diaspora should be voting. So, see, we cannot be justifying their failure, comparing to some other country. They have been existing for this number of years.
Maybe we need military regime.
The world we have now, with the technology available now,
you say,
and with the manpower that we have in the country,
So democracy was established in America first in 1835, and the others another in 1840. Okay, so see, the thing is that you cannot I'm just saying that maybe this is just our baby step.
It's not
Okay?
a baby step, sir. You know why?
Why?
The technology has given us the opportunity not to spend so much time as the Americans spent before getting to where they are today. What
Okay.
the new offering of technology now is scalability, is to be able to do what people cannot do even 1,000 years ago, and be able
What
to
is
do it.
mentorship? What is mentorship?
So this is what we are talking. I think this is what we should be talking about.
Okay, sorry.
So we don't necessarily have to be I have the 250 years, my age is easy by. Where will we be if we are going to be? If you want to toe that path,
Yeah, it means some of us won't be here anymore when the democracy will be matured. Yes,
that is just finding excuse
I'm just saying that.
That is just finding excuse. That is not a justification to what we have on ground. That is finding excuse.
So,
why do people hire mentor?
This is the problem that I think.
Mentor?
Wait. I think this is a problem that some of the people in our generation that we have. And that is the fact that we don't look at the process, that it takes process. It takes a lot of time. See, some of us who started from nothing. If you now look at my story, if I'm telling my story, let's divert a little bit. My story, I can literally tell you some of the things that I had to go through. So you cannot compare me, who started from nothing, with somebody who their parents are now maybe they are professors, who is also my age mate. You understand? We might even meet in the same university, but the thing is that the process is not the same thing for me and that person. And that may even be reflective in some of our experiences, in some of the things that we are exposed to today. Do you understand? So what I'm saying in essence is that we probably, I'm not trying to defend the failure of INEC. I expect it to be better, but I'm saying that we should not totally write it off and say, oh, maybe we are not, we are not ready for democracy. Or
this is
that's just what I'm saying.
I'm very sorry to cut you, but this will be my submission on that. If we are going to be waiting for us to be mature in 21st century, in 2023, if we are going, then maybe this our gathering and talking is really not necessary, honestly speaking.
We should just go and be waiting.
We should just go and be waiting.
And be counting yes.
What's the point? See, people go through stuff. For instance, if you were the firstborn in your family, you go through stuff so that people behind you don't go through it. That is the point, and that is the role of a trailblazer. And that is why America is a leading economy, is leading in technology, is leading in economy, is leading in so that people can actually simulate these processes. When you simulate processes, you don't necessarily have to, if they spent 20 years looking some problems today, like this electricity bulb, people spend thousands of years trying to figure it out, but people don't spend such years to produce them massively these days. And that is what scalability is. Okay. Now, we don't necessarily have to wait for 250 years. That's what we are saying. We don't have to wait for 250 years. Things have been, we can simulate things. We can simulate it. Even now, if you say, we shouldn't do things the way right now, our own way of simulating is to say, how do we guide our vote? How do we guide our vote? Then the Nigerian government brought army out. So that's one thing. But now, things as simple as getting to the polling unit at 7 a.m. shouldn't be that complicated, honestly speaking. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I'm not saying that we should be taught today and should be as tall as Rome. But what I am saying is that simple things like getting to the polling unit at worst 8 a.m., normal working hour, shouldn't be that serious. Shouldn't be. So if America spent 250 years to get here, we don't necessarily have to.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying. This would, if you look at it from that perspective, that can actually help you to appreciate the fact that maybe we are not doing too badly. Like in Africa, for instance, in the whole of Africa, look at other African countries that's also practicing democracy. Which one of them is actually perfect? Today, Kenya is about maybe 40 or 45,000, 45 million people. Is it? I'm not sure. Let me not say I'm talking about population. You can quickly help me check it there. Recently, they had a presidential election, and they used beaver. A friend of mine who is a Kenyan was talking to me last week that they also believe that they were schemed. In fact, that person was literally blaming that it is the West that helped scheme using the beavers application to help this guy who the new president to win the election. You understand? So I'm just saying that
Kagame?
No, that's in Rwanda. Kagame is in Rwanda. Rwanda, he has been there for over 20 years, close to 20 years as a president.
Uhuru Kenyatta, right?
I think that's the previous. It's Uhuru Kenyatta. Thank you. It's Kenyatta that is the present president. And that guy was telling me that some of them believe that it is the West that helped that guy to win the election and all of those things. So imagine we are still thinking that it is somebody who came from outside to come and influence our election and choose for us who won the election.
But what about the process of Kenya on their election day? That people can watch on live TV how votings were coming in.
Yeah, okay. So that takes me to the next question I want to ask you. If you go to Twitter now, you will see some people already, dishing out figures. We don't know which one is right. We don't know which one is not right. The only one that I think I can relatively trust now is the one that I see that Sahara Reporters is dishing out some figures.
Why should you trust Sahara Reporters?
Well, because it's a media house. Okay.
Known for lies. A lot of lies, including lies that brought Buhari on. Known for lies. Sahara Reporters is known, and in fact, Sahara Reporter will see somebody on someone's tweet, and they will literally make it news. On someone's Twitter feed, and they will make it news. So
all the media houses in Nigeria are doing that, including Punch.
Sahara Reporter is
somebody celebrating birthday. Somebody celebrating birthday, and they will now say, "Is celebrating Wizkid celebrate his birthday." When you go to Wizkid's post, picture Instagram, you will see his pictures there. They just copy it, so it's becoming news today.
That's not abnormal.
And I guess it is what it is.
That's not abnormal. CNN also reports people's birthdays.
So why do you want to blame Sahara Reporters when they do it?
What I'm saying is that Sahara Reporter will just
I see banana in your pocket.
There is no banana. Which banana? Which banana? What I'm trying to say is that Sahara Reporter has become his kit making media house.
Okay, Tosin, do you think we should take some of these election results from polling units that we are seeing on social media? Do you think we should take them seriously, or we should just discard them?
We can take them as something just to console ourselves till INEC starts announcing results. Really, I will not take them to heart. I will just take them.
So people should not be celebrating yet.
No. We cannot go with that and be celebrating. If we had the kind of system that Kenya had in place in that,
some people might say, "Oh, we are the one that is leading now."
Has popcorn in and cassava, agado, gari, he has it in his pocket. The point is,
I cannot kill me.
I will trust the results when I see someone post like a picture of the poster at their polling unit. But I just don't want you to just come and give me figures. That's one thing. And another thing is that the way this thing should work, so that there will not be tampering. People will not tamper with results. Since you have voted, they have counted. It has been posted, it has been written and signed by all party agents. There is nothing stopping you from transmitting it. Just transmit it to the INEC. If you go to INEC website and there is no result anywhere. What time is it in Nigeria now? What time is it?
It should be
Six.
around
Past
6:20.
Can you imagine? At 6 p.m. there is no polling unit that has concluded their election. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we are not ready.
No,
INEC
I
as an
think
agency is not ready.
okay.
Because there is nothing stopping them from transmitting results. Okay, please, sir, tell me. We are transmitting, the results are going to be viewed polling unit by polling unit. Polling unit now, physically, they have signed, all party agents have signed. Result is there for everybody to see. People are already taking pictures of it and posting online. I mean, the first place where people should get results is there. Once people sign and they agree that, okay, there is no discrepancy with this result, then transmit. It shouldn't be that hard. And that's the problem. There is serious process management issue. Serious process management. There's poor planning. Everything is wrong with it. And we cannot be saying because we just gained independence in 1960. That's enough time to do a lot of good stuff.
Okay. I know that your generation is too much.
You are impatient, right?
Yeah, too much impatience, really.
Mr. Paul that want to compare 200, I say 200 years.
Say we don't go there here when things go there, all right.
UAE that is younger than Nigeria and the things they have put in place. If we want to go with
are they a democracy?
They are not democracy, but they put things in place. They put things in place.
That is so. Maybe we should go the way of oligarchy or communism then.
It's not even the way of oligarchy or communism, but putting the right person in the right place, and that person in the right place giving justice to as duty and assignment that is given to them.
Yeah, of course. See,
just putting our best.
I am not one of those people. I am not one of those people who think it is democracy or nothing. Okay, because we've seen other system of government in other countries that has actually catch up with the fastest developing country or the most developed country, like we've seen in China. But the truth is that democracy itself comes with a lot of challenges. Like we see in Paul Kagame, you see Rwanda becomes the cleanest country in Africa. The economy is developing and fast. You know why? It's because Paul Kagame has held on to power. There is no opposition. Yeah, he doesn't want no opposition. If you talk, they will make you disappear. Okay, so if that is what we want, we can also scrap. But unfortunately, I don't think we Nigerians already, we have too big mouth. That's the song we'll be singing.
But when the president is there and is doing something good, people really need to talk. But when you are there, you are not doing something. You give people room to talk. There's something to talk about.
Yes, right.
My country is the cleanest country in Africa. If my country economy is growing up, I don't have to be japa to country. I will go and be watching bomb up and down. Why should I make noise? Why should I make noise?
Okay, so now the next point of view is this. Do you think that because I learned there were some places where low turnout was recorded? What do you think is responsible for this? Were you guys expecting that there is going to be low turnout in any places at all? Let's start with Timileyin and then Tosin.
Yeah, probably there will be low turnout in some areas like the southeastern region of Nigeria, where those I don't know what to call them now, IPOB members are saying no vote in Biafra land. That is enough threat to people's life and safety. So people might choose to not come out just for their safety, and that's understandable. Because if the government cannot protect me, I should not go and waste my life to vote. So if there's terrorism that's terrorizing people's life, people that are terrorizing people's life in broad daylight, and the government has not done anything about it, I cannot go and waste my life. And that's one thing. Another thing is that people have visibly, transmitted videos online where people are saying, if you come out, if you are an Igbo man, if you come out to vote, so that could also contribute to another thing, especially if people have been threatened to say, if you tell people that you will kill them or you will injure them if they come and vote, irrespective of who they are voting for. And these people are forgotten that there are some Igbo people that would definitely vote for APC as well. And that's the truth. 100%. People, Igbos will not vote for Peter Obi 100%. So if you say you don't want to see any Igbo, so you are also shooting yourself in the leg. So I feel like all of these threats is enough to keep people away from exercising their civil rights.
All right, Tosin.
Yeah, Mr. Timley has really done justice to that. And that's another area our government need to be proactive about. Citizen trying to disenfranchise fellow citizens, especially in the case that we have had it in Anambra or in the southeastern Nigeria, where a particular young man, what's the name? I can call him and I can abuse him. Samuel Ekpa.
Yeah, but at least he was arrested and released again, I guess.
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, it's not Nigeria that they will just arrest you and keep you now. In this same country, they arrest you for questioning. What we are not clear is if they have charged him. They will release him. They will not keep him forever. He's there in Finland and is holding a political office under a democracy government. And he stood for election also. And he's having a political office there in Finland. But he sat down there telling people to stay at home. Anybody that go out, they should do this, they should do that to him. He's just banking on the gullible ones. Him and the other guy, Namdi, they are just banking on the gullible ones. They are not fighting for the people. They are just scammers. They are just Yahoo boys. Banking on the emotions of the people to cash out. If they are fighting for the people, why should they be asking for donations and fundraising up and down? They should go and work. They are thieves. They are scammers. I was live on TikTok some 2 days ago. I was talking about, the day was arrested. They are thieves. If you want to fight for the people, you don't have the moral ground to be asking for donation from those people. Nobody beg you. Fighting for people is a passion that even you that you are fighting for people, you even be telling yourself, Kilo Shemi. You don't even know what is pushing you. Not asking people to bring money, going from one state to another, taking donations, then saying people should not go out to vote. That is how Nnamdi Kanu usually do also whenever election is coming. He will ask people not to go out to vote for election. Thereby disenfranchising these people. Then few days to the election, we say they should go and vote. Probably when politicians has paid him. Now the people you have told they should not go out to vote, if they go out, you will do this to them, you will kill them. Probably those people didn't go and collect their PVC. Some 2 days to election, when collection of PVC is closed, you will now say they should go and vote. Thereby disenfranchising people. What these people don't know is this. It is not a bad thing to agitate for self-freedom or for a new nation. But if we don't have a good president in Nigeria that can reason with us, the citizen, there is no how anyone can get out of that country, Nigeria. So now that there is seemingly some candidates that understand how the people feels, this should be their opportunity to canvass vote for that candidate so that when such candidate assume power, such candidates can hear them, even for a referendum, or call them to a round table and not order for their killings. But they will disenfranchise people. Candidates that don't have mercy will now become the president. And when they now raise up to agitate, they will send python dance to them and start killing them, and they will start making noise. People should just reason. People should reason. Enough of emotions. We should also use our head to think. It is not about don't go out to vote, don't go out to vote. Who are you to say another citizen should not go out to vote? Especially when you are in the countries, UK and Finland, that is a democratic country in Finland. And you even stand for election and win the election. And you say people should not vote. it is only fear of what will happen outside that has kept people from going out to vote. This election, like never before, if people were allowed to vote, if INEC has gotten it right, and if the fear of attack were not there, I can tell you for a fact that this election will have recorded double the number we had in the last election. Because in the last election, only 30-something% people go out to vote, apart in all the people that have their PVC. And this election, more people have gotten their PVC and they cannot even wait to vote. So we'll have recorded double the number we had before. But here we are, citizens disenfranchising fellow citizens. Some other ones are thugs commanding some areas in Lagos saying Igbo should not come out to vote. Who are you to say Igbo should not come out to vote? Every one of us, we are Nigerian, and anywhere we are in Nigeria is our land. So it is only fear that makes people to stay back, nothing.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's go a little bit further, and that is the fact that in this election, you would notice, or I guess we would agree, that there are 4 main candidates who are strong candidates, you know, 2 from the north, 2 from the south, all right? But then we know that both APC and PDP might have some advantage compared to the other 2. All right. So, and when you look at all of them, they are from one the different geopolitical zones, you know. So now, how do you think that's going to play out or affect this election or determine or influence who win or who lose in this election? Let's start with Timileyin.
Yeah, the first thing is, according to many predictions, pre-election, if there is a very high voter turnout in the Southeast, Peter Obi stands a good chance. Because as it is now, it looks like the young people in the South, they are out there voting. And the so-called Northern Bloc votes are going to be shared between Asiwaju and Atiku and Kwankwaso. And that Kwankwaso effect is really significant in places like Kano and then Katsina. So I feel like it is too early to call, honestly speaking, except we see state results. So at this point, I will stay clear of predicting anything, honestly. And it's just funny, but what I just want to say is that nobody should be too expectant or be too proud or too bold to say this is the direction this election is going. I remember sometime in 2022, Oloye Akin-Alabi, who is a federal representative member, said even Labour Party in his ward, Labour Party in his polling units, Labour Party will not, in his ward, that anywhere in his ward, Labour Party will not get 15 votes. Now, the result is the ENR, and I'm looking at it. And in that particular ward, they call it Olubadan-Egbeda, Kineko Junction, Olubadan-Egbeda. APC has 19 votes. Labour Party has 33 votes. And PDP has 4 votes. Don't forget, this is Southwest. And this is Oloye Akin-Alabi, APC members' stronghold. And this is a PDP-controlled state. So it is too, nobody should just assume anything. At this point, in fact, I was very close to assuming a lot of things. I was like, no. Because if they tell me this thing will happen in Egbeda, because I'm from Egbeda local government by residence, not by birth, no, I am not expecting something like this. So it is just too early to call at this point. That's what I would say. And from the result I am seeing, note, this is not a result of someone just typing on Twitter. This is a result of snap picture for me with dates and signatures. That's the only way I would believe that this is the correct thing. With those results I'm seeing emanating from Lagos, it's okay, but it is still too early, because when those KKK votes come in, Kaduna, Kano, Sokoto, Casino, when they come in, you just be like, say they use aeroplane, ship, boat come. So, yeah, it's too early to call. That's what I would say.
Sorry, Tosin.
Yeah, the candidates coming from north and south and how the vote to be divided. If we have seen the candidacy of Kwankwaso and Obi working together, it will have been a walk in the park for them. But still, Kwankwaso not relinquishing power, because days to the election, I'm very sure that a lot of pressure will be on him from other three political power to try to win him to their side, especially from PDP and APC, because he will surely be a destabilizer. He will destabilize their votes there. So I'm sure a lot of pressure will be on him to be on their side. So him not relinquishing power to them and staying to the very end. And also when I see the number of polling agent people has, he has a lot of polling agent, and I think he's someone to watch out for in this election. I don't know the kind of force that is pushing him. Politicians sometimes they like to think more than they are sometimes, but I think he had but when I see the polling unit agent he got, I now understand that I think this guy is he has gotten his homework done well. So let's see if that will turn out to some vote for him. I'm not sure because of his popularity compared to others. But his spokesperson, this Baba Galadima, he was on TV the last time and screaming and said they are not internet candidate and they are going to win and all. So let's see how that play out for them. Likewise, me, I will not predict anything for now, because we cannot. This election is one election in Nigeria that is very open. It's very open. You cannot predict who will win. Even candidates themselves cannot predict who will win, because some candidates they have write off at the inception of the race are now even topping them in some of the online polls that they have had. So nobody can predict what will happen now. I, as a person, I'm just praying that somebody that will be better than Buhari will be the president that will win. Because we have seen in recent years that the last president is better off the new one. Jonathan in 2013, 2014, he was like a demon. Everybody was rebuking him. Not until we have Buhari and there was celebration, internet shut down, and everybody throwing party, people walking distance from their Sokoto, from Maiduguri to Abuja to congratulate him. After 2 years, just 2 years, 2017, everywhere done boss. And now, today, we have never had it as bad as we have it now. So if another president will come and it will be worse than this, may God forbid. So I just pray that somebody that will be better off the guy we have there right now should be the winner.
Sorry, I was just looking at some of the results that is displayed online. So you're saying that for now, maybe we should just use, a pinch of like hold the result we are seeing online with a pinch of salt. But I guess a lot of us are body they hot. We want to see what's happening, But then let's hope that it's going to be generally peaceful. I went online again just a few moments ago just to see. It seemed to be generally peaceful, right? And if it is generally, relatively, let's use that relatively.
All this Photoshop result that APC is posting on their website, they are just making themselves happy. All this Photoshop, yeah.
Where is
The
that?
one Mr. Timileyin shared. They are just, hey, something like this is what we can go with. Something that is handwritten and signed, not the one, yeah, all these graphic designers they are doing for them. One time. So they cannot post the one on the paper. They are now posting the one with graphic design.
Well, the thing is that don't forget that even though if they write it on paper, I believe that what they are supposed to do is to use their gadgets to send it to the control center, right? Even though they will write on paper. Isn't that how it's supposed to be?
What is supposed to happen, Gogon, is after the presiding officer has signed that thing and has
Yeah.
pasted it, just transmit it. It should be a publicly available. I mean, this thing is not hard now. Just
Yeah, you mean it should go immediately
so
to
APC is not supposed to be the
server,
one
right?
to be telling us what, or LP or PDP. They are not supposed to be the ones to be telling us what the result is. There is INEC website, dedicated website to say track election results online, but there is nothing there.
Oh,
So now APC is the one that is telling us results, and some obedience are the one telling us what the result is. And APC now is showing us what they type themselves. But some obedient are showing us the result from, even though some obedient are also typing on Twitter. But many of them are actually putting they are snapping the original result and sending it. So the point is, we should save ourselves of all of these issues. Let the presiding officers
from the attic, right?
now, let them just transmit this thing and let everybody see it. This thing does not take 2 minutes to do. It does not take 2 minutes to upload, to transmit. It's just send. Just click, pam, send.
You know, easy.
It's easy.
Yeah, but Timlani, this one you posted, how do you know that this is APC now? It's not verified, and anybody can
Which
APC
one?
Press CC 2020.
That's the official handle now. Look at it. That's the official handle.
Really?
Yeah, that's APC's presidential council. You know, they have the presidential committee, the campaign committee. That's their handle. Yeah.
You sure?
I'm very sure. Let me go back to it.
Is the account and it's even followed by Abike Dabiri is following the account.
No.
Okay.
And this is account from 2014.
Okay. That means it might be authentic then. I see Cable is following the account also.
Right. And their website is bolatinubu.com. So
okay. Okay.
Who is following up with this Yaya Bello? The shenanigans this guy is doing in Kogi State, and he's having a field day.
No, I think the people of that area, they actually fixed that road themselves this morning.
But after then, some thugs also come to disrupt voting process there.
So.
You mean the road that they showed that they spoiled, right?
Yeah, people fixed it.
Yeah, why should we go spoil people's road the day to election?
They took excavator there and fixed all this together. People are really interested in this election. Actually, they are really interested.
Of course. It's a deciding moment for us, and I think Nigerians everywhere in the world were interested in it. Yeah, I guess there are a lot of people that are interested in the election. So now let's. Do you expect surprise in this result? Or let me throw the bomb. Do you expect an Obi winning in this election?
That's why we are here. That's why we are here.
At this point, I don't have an expectation for anybody, honestly speaking. At this point. So
okay.
Okay,
expectation. My expectation is just anybody that will be better than what we have, because we have had it all. Me as a person, me personally, I've had it till here from the present administration, and I don't think anybody worst should come. If not, You just say Nigerians are persistent, Nigeria are resilient, Nigeria are endurance. You will see that Nigeria is not all those. If anybody worse than what we have now is there. Really, because a lot of things is damaged already. People are just using makeup and pash everything. The situation of the country in Nigeria is worst. People cannot, is worst. Is what the youth are nothing to write home about. And if we continue in this direction in the next 10 years, in the next 8 years, the youth of Nigeria will be a pandemic throughout the whole world. They will be disturbing the whole world. Something must be done. People that able youth, able body, we wake up in the morning, nothing to do, no means of engagement, reasonably and to engage their energy. If we have another president that will be as this present administration is, or worse than this present administration, it will be a very bad thing. Now the whole world, it's only Dubai and few other countries that don't want us. That time the whole world will even say they don't want us. Really, because it will be worst.
Timileyin, what's your own expectation? Are you expecting that Obi will win in this election?
I just said I don't have expectation for anybody. I just have expectation for a better Nigeria. For a better Nigeria. I mean, it is well.
I can see Agbado in your pocket too.
If you start me well, you don't go see anything. Agbado or 40s. You don't even talk, say you see Papa, Mama, and Pikin. Nah, Agbado, you can't see. No. He paid the day for Kwaso enter.
Oh, better. It's even better. Kwaso.
Honestly.
But Kwaso is only a dream now.
See, I know many people from the Yoruba land are voting based on tribe and religion. But this is what we should
everybody know. Majority of the people that are going to be voting in this election, whether this in the east, whether in the west or in the north.
So the thing is, I have not interacted with people from other tribes, but I have had one-on-one conversations with people from my own tribe, and they ask me if I was in Nigeria, who would I have voted for? And whenever I hear my opinion, they will be like, you are not a good Yoruba man, this and that, But the point is, we should already look beyond all of those things. Already, it has taken us nowhere. I was in Ogun State in 2018, 2019, and I see how people abuse Obasanjo. I believe it's because they have not seen Buhari's administration very well. That's why they were abusing Obasanjo. They say, that's the road to his hometown. No, Kiniko is not good. He should have done it. He should have constructed the road. That he was busy building road across Niger, across his home state, his Ogun State did not do anything. And that's what people are. They are very sentimental. People are very sentimental. The man he has done what he felt. He has done what he felt was good for Nigeria. Whether it is okay or not, we cannot compare what he did and what this man is doing now. Honestly speaking, if I can't even say anything, my father is a civil servant. It was during Obasanjo's time that he increased their pay, both salary and pension. It is because of that policy that most federal pensioners are living comfortably today. Imagine if this man had come before Obasanjo. People like my father would just be suffering. And this is what we should look out for. Someone who is going to put in place policies that would outlive them for good. And this is what when we say we are clamoring for this, we are clamoring for that. People are talking about Lagos. Yes, but do you know what it's just like a preacher preached some time ago. He said, you will see Pastor Paul Enenche and you say you want to have his own church, you want to have like his congregation, and Pastor Eneche, you don't know if for instance today he has 1 million congregation, do you know if God's mandate for him is 1 billion and he has not even reached his own potential? That's what Lagos is. You cannot be comparing Lagos to Anambra, because I see people making mindless arguments that you should compare Lagos to Anambra. Does Anambra have the resources that Lagos have? Has Anambra ever been Federal Capital Territory? Does Anambra have the seaport, seaways? Let us be sincere with ourselves. These people are milking that economy, that Lagos. Some people own it. Literally. The wife, senator for how many years? Babajami, and what we say, Fast was saying something about Gbajabiamila today, that he has been in that Federal House of Representatives for 20 years. And is contesting again to make it 24. Are we stupid? Are we that stupid? That should be the question, because it looks like we are stupid already. One person. And that was the same thing that happened with David Mark in the southeast. David Mark was there for almost 24 years. David Mark was Senate president and he came back as a normal floor member. God! So
but Timileyin, this is how democracy is, especially in the assemblies all around the world. If you have new assembly members, do you know how many years it takes for them to train those people to know how the law and the operations of the Senate and the House of Assembly operates?
In the same word, Nigeria.
No, a legislator has to be trained. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So if I have a legislator who has been there and there is nothing to show for it, absolutely nothing, you should keep
okay to vote them out.
Experience.
It is okay to vote them out, okay? But what I'm telling you is that you are saying that the one has been there for 20 years and one has been there for 15 years and all of those things. I'm saying there's no big deal in that. If, as long as the constituency...
I don't see the call within your pockets now. I don't see the call.
No.
I don't see the call.
Let me tell you this. In the US, there are people who spend over 30 years in the Senate.
I do not disagree with that, but that US has a system that even if a dumb person goes there, the system will make him work.
Okay.
But who is holding our politicians accountable here? Nobody.
We are. That's like what we are doing here. We are also holding them accountable.
With your agbado, popcorn, cassava, agbado, ewa, everything that we are seeing. Is that how you are holding them accountable? That we will be saying the INEC is not ready, and you are saying we should wait 50 years. Is that how we are holding them accountable?
No, that's not what I said.
No, the point is, if David Mark is there and is doing things for the people, I mean, if you have made laws,
is it from your constituency? How do you know?
But I see people from his constituency make noise on Twitter.
Okay, so now, why are they? How come you still emerging?
Because they buy their votes, and that is why exactly. Because they rig. You've seen politicians come on Channels TV talk about how they rig just because he's repentant now. And he's saying, I do them no more. I want to remember the name of that man. He's an Hausa man. I helped PDP to rig election. I rigged election.
Timileyin, let me ask you one question. Are you ready, whether where you are now or in Nigeria, to join politics? To be, for your name to be on the ballot?
The problem we have
in the future. I'm talking in the future.
I don't have that plan.
Why?
Because I don't have that plan. Politics is not my calling. That is the point. Everybody thinks they can do politics just because they have connection, just because they are educated.
So if you are not going to do it, some people are going to do it. Okay, good or bad.
Good people. That's what we are saying.
Yeah, good or bad. Somebody has to be there. That's what I'm saying. People will vote for one person, and it's not all elections that are rigged. There are good people that are in politics, even in Nigeria. It's not 100% bad.
Okay, sir.
There are places where some people are bad, some politicians are bad, but does not mean, see, if we have this mentality, just like you, I work in civil service for about 5 years, and I can tell you that
you see the rot in that service.
I saw the rot. And I can tell you, I've written many articles about it, that the Nigerian civil service is the most corrupt. They are more corrupt than the politicians.
No,
but does that mean
corrupt? They are not more corrupt than the politicians, sir.
They are far more corrupt than the politicians. I'm talking from experience.
They are stealing, right? But a politician just
it's not stealing. It's not just stealing.
A politician will cut away with billions, but they will be stealing your money. They are still trying, but the politician,
somebody who is in an office for 20 years, and a politician who comes for 4 years or 8 years,
they have to do what they have to do.
What are you? They know. See, without the civil servant, the politician cannot steal. Without the backing, in fact, there have been cases where civil servants will force out a whole elected officer.
I agree with you on that.
They will mess you up. Every of your secrets. I
agree with you on that. I'm not agreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that that's the same thing that the village boy said one time, that if Obi wins now, how is he going to handle the National Assembly? How is he going to handle the Senate? How is he going to do this? And the problem we are having as a country, we are looking for the loopholes of democracy. Our politicians are looking for the loopholes of democracy, such that the executive is APC, the legislature is APC. There will not be any check and balance. So that legislature, the National Assembly and Senate, they are there for a reason. And if it is a uniparty, a one-party system, there is going to be problem. There will not be progress, because they are just going to be assenting to whatever the executive wants to do.
Similarly, China is a one-party system.
Now you are talking about now this is where the disparity between developed countries and developing countries coming.
When did China become a developed country?
We are still talking
when I was in secondary school in my village, some people came and say we are begging money, or that there's a country called China.
So who caused us to be stagnant? They are moving forward. Who caused us to be stagnant? Today they are counting developing countries. They are developed.
It took them about 3 decades. Because of technology, we can use the next 5 or 10 years also to at least catch up, maybe a little bit, maybe not up to the level where they are now.
You said 250 years for US before now. This was not what you were saying before now.
No, that's democracy. I'm talking about democracy. See, I'm just telling you that this is probably our baby step. And the fact that things are like this does not mean that it will stay like this.
Now, I want to see the baby step. What is the baby step?
The baby step?
Yes.
The baby step is that we are even organizing election. Okay? The baby step is that it was supposed to be a military government where somebody would wake up and sleep. Sleep and wake up and say, Timileyin, go to Ado tomorrow and become the governor, the military governor there. That was how it used to be. See,
no, sir.
The mentality of, do you know who I am?
No,
it started in the military, Nigeria. It is who you know that matters.
You are changing the course of this conversation, sir. You are changing the course of this conversation in the sense that I was actually going towards the fact that Nigeria is running a one-party system now, where the Senate, the National Assembly, the majority of the Senate and National Assembly, they are in the same party with the president. So there is not going to be, that has defeated the purpose.
Again, it is not a one-party system, Timileyin. PDP also has a lot of people in the House, even though APC might have a majority. Okay?
So if they say, oh yeah, say I, and all APC say I, you go and you no go.
That is why they say politics is about negotiation. Okay? It's about negotiation, which means even though your party may not be, You say?
You are making it hard for me to
Yeah,
to
maybe
make
these
my
are things that
submission.
maybe these are things we both need to understand. Previously, I mean, some years ago, it was PDP that has the majority in the House, right? Even when Buhari came into power, it was APC that has a majority in the House. Okay,
APC had majority. Which party had the executive?
The executive before Buhari, it was PDP.
And who was the majority before Buhari in the Senate?
APC.
No.
PDP, sorry.
So that is
PDP.
why. So what's not different from what I said? When PDP was president, PDP had majority in the houses.
Yeah.
Green and red chambers.
Yeah.
When APC is in government, APC had majority. That's exactly what I'm saying. So the check and balance, the only time we saw a glimpse of check and balances was when Saraki actually potted. It was when Saraki potted, and that is what we want to see play out, that the Senate is going to let us see the atrocities the executives are committing, and the executive are showing to the people, see, we are trying to do something. That's what the Canadian government is saying today, that we are trying to make a lot of policies, but your people in the legislature, they are tying our hands, and it makes it more interesting. So Baba was telling us, that was what I mentioned when I said, the village boy said, how will Obi undo the legislature? The point is, if we say because Obi will not be able to handle the legislature well, and we keep doing the same thing, we will see the same result, and only one set of people will be doing the same thing and expect a different result. And you know that kind of people.
I agree with you. I agree your point of view, but let me make another let me create another scenario which might be another opposite of it. Then Tosin would have an opportunity to voice his own view also. See, let's see a scenario like this. You think that because all of them are in APC, because they are all in APC, they will follow one line. They will think in a particular way. That's one. That's your assumption.
Wait now. Has that been a different thing?
Wait now. That is one assumption. The second assumption is that because the PDP does not have the majority, that they will have no say in the House. This is not true. Okay. See, the fact that now let's look at advanced democracy like the US. Even though what do you call it? Democrats, they have the majority in the House currently. But that does not mean that they always support. They all queue behind their president, who is from their party.
That's because they are wise.
Even in Nigeria, okay. See, even in
Nigeria, there is APC today, and APC has a policy, and they say everybody that wants to say aye, that support say aye. Tell me one APC member that will say nay today. If you can just point it out, then this conversation is over.
I may not be able to point out to you.
You cannot point it out.
I don't want to believe that. See, it's not always good for everybody to just say.
It's my question, right?
Okay.
Because if when Mr. Itimile want to be polite, he will say you have agbado in your pocket. I have said it's not agbado, it's cassava. It's very glaring. And I really can't wait for this election process season to be over so that we can have you back. And I wish you will not continue your analysis in this format. Amen, in Jesus' name. Now, Let me now say what I want to say. Buhari had two terms. The first term, Bukola became the Senate president by fire by force, simply on the opposition with the executive all through the tenure. That is one. Now, secondly, the second term, that the presidency had their way and Ahmed Lawa was the Senate president. Mr. Paul, in these two Senates, who do you enjoy most?
Which one?
Just one.
Yeah.
Just one. Just one answer straight. As a citizen, who do you think was just? Which of these Senate eighth house, I mean seventh house, what do you think was just to us as citizens?
That was the first time I heard budget padding, and
Okay,
it was just interesting.
So I have no straight answer, but let me explain this. I just jotted something down here. See, the fact that
I have not concluded what I want to say.
Yes, you have not, but you asked me a question, right?
Okay.
You would conclude. If you want to conclude, you can conclude. But if you want me to respond, let me
Oh
respond.
yeah, no, respond.
Okay, so my response is that the fact that there was crisis when Senator Saraki was the Senate president does not necessarily mean it is good. Neither does it mean it is bad. Okay? It does not necessarily mean that it was good or bad. A crisis in politics.
I did not mention crisis, so.
Okay, but see, the truth is that.
Which one do you think served us good as a citizen?
I don't know. Because we have no. If you can tell me there were these are the things that were done, these are the things that were not done on the basis of that opposition, then we can come to a conclusion that this was good or that it serves us right as citizens. Do you understand? See, my position now is a position.
No problem. I got the answer already.
Okay.
This season will be over in Jesus' name.
Amen. Peacefully.
Now, except for the opposition or those that are in opposition but are not aware that in our opposition, and those that are regular Nigeria politicians already, but they don't know that they are regular politicians already. Except for that, nobody will compare this Senate Bukola handle to the Senate Ahmed Lawa handle. For the first time in Nigerian democracy, or in Nigeria, we now get to know that they were paddling budget in the time of Bukola.
Maybe before you just knew it. Me, I have known it many years before then.
No, but it has never come out. Nobody said it openly that, see, your government is padding budget. Nobody said it openly. It was bold enough to say why, because it didn't have the same interest, and that is what Senate is about.
What we should be going
that's what
for.
Should be checks and balances. That's what it should be. Checks and balances just like
quality
assurance. It's just like quality assurance.
Now, in this same Ahmed Lawan Senate, they have been accused severally of being a rubber-stamped Senate. That has never happened in our democracy before. So with these two viewpoints of mine, I hope I'll be able to convince and not to convince you. So, see, we don't need Obi to have majority in any of the house. And that is because previously we have been having a president that is having majority in the house, but they have not favored us as a citizen. It has only favored them as a party, as a government, as individuals. The only time we seem to have a Senate and a presidency that were not together, we seem enjoy a kind of sanity. Forget about the fight and all. It was because they are not agreeing to some of the shenanigans and bullshit that, or some of the craziness that Ahmed Lawa is agreeing to now, that was causing problem that time. Tearing people's clothes, jumping from up and down. How many money has the government borrow in this Ahmed Lawa time? That they were just, whenever they bring money for borrowing, they were just approving it. Is that how a government should be run? Just borrowing, even when you cannot give account of the ones you have borrowed. Is that how a government should be run?
Yeah, that is a different issue. And I don't agree to the excessive borrowing that we have seen in Buhari's government. Okay, I think some of
Buhari's government, and especially in this regime, that he have the Senate in his pocket. They have used a lot of words to conclude. They say he have the Senate in his pocket. They are rubber stamp, and they are not even pretending as if all these allegations are lies. all because they are going to bed together, because they are together. Let's have a president that the Senate is not from the party. Let's have them that they are like this. Maybe that will favor the citizen, you and I. Maybe that time the president will want to do something, the Senate will say, no, you shouldn't do that. There will be check and balance. If there's no check, there's no balance. We already know that
be able to come out.
It is like
they are taking us for granted.
It is like that because
their voice will be unanimous against us. How do we profit as citizens if their voice is unanimous against us? So let us have a be that we will not have the Senate, and the people will be Senate.
Because the president will be proud enough to come out. See, this is what I want to implement. Your Senate says, go and ask. If you see how people are calling out, this is what Trudeau is doing in Canada. He basically tells us that, see, this is what I want to do. But this also person from so Kenya is leading the opposition. And because the opposition is the majority in the House, say in the House of Commons, say this is what they are saying, they don't want to agree. People started calling out their own reps. Are you one of those people that say they should not? So you can imagine it becomes interesting. You will know because we don't even know who we vote in as reps. We just know they go there to make laws, to amend laws, to do all sorts of things. But by the time it becomes interesting, when you have people with diverging opinions and interests in the executive and in the House, and the president comes out to say, see, now these people, we have seen cases where people say, who are those people that voted for people not to vote from outside Nigeria? We've seen it, they've published names before. That these are people that such things will be prevalent in the Nigerian politics. And you will see it come out when people will say
accountability will be there.
For instance, you will say, if a president comes and say, your Senate says I should not do it, I want to do it, they rejected it. And we will now say, who are those people? Who are those people that say, and there could be an executive order from the president that they should publish the names of the people that voted whatever, for or against, and we'll be able to know the clowns we are voting in as reps and as senators. It will become very interesting. And people, when you now want to unleash your anger, in the case of Nigeria now, people are unleashing their anger only on the presidential seats. They want to, they just want someone capable. But people are not looking at the Senate. They are not looking at the House of Reps. So, but in that case, when you have people from different parties running these different arms of government, then you will say, okay, let us know the people we are voting for. Who are those people that vote for this thing, that say yes to this thing? Who are those that say no to this thing? Then we will know, you will know that, okay, this is where the person from my own constituency, this is where he's pitching his tent against the people. And that one will come back, say, to you think the president is saying, this is why I voted against it. And even if there is any clarity that such House rep member want to give to his people, that, okay, what the president wants to do might be good, but the long-term effect is what I'm looking at. They will give clarifications. They will give reasons why they voted against it or for it. So I just believe that we cannot keep saying because someone cannot undo Senate, or they cannot. What has it done for us having the same people in the same party in the same party in the executive, and how has it benefited us? And we cannot keep voting the same people all in the name of experience. It doesn't just gel with me, honestly.
Okay, Timlay, see, I am not saying that if we have an opposition in the Senate or in the National Assembly that it has a disadvantage. But my point is this, that a protest in democracy is good. It's a major part of democracy, or protest, or activism. Let me say activism. It makes us feel like, we are involved. We no go agree, we no go agree. It makes us feel as if we are part of it. But in most cases, it's not always it doesn't always come out with a positive outcome. Okay? That was what I was trying to point out when Tosin was talking earlier. I jotted it down here that protest or activism in democracy is neither good nor bad. So, and the fact that
I didn't talk about protest. So.
no, I mean that was what you can what I associate with the leadership of Bukola that time. You know that we knew that some people were partying and all of those things. But we know I wasn't a baby when Obasanjo was there, and we learned that people were given Ghana must go to support third term agenda of Baba that time. You understand? Whether they were in his party or they were in opposition, it didn't matter. They were giving money. So all of these things, but I was following Nigerian politics very well at that time. You understand?
But you know that what Baba wanted to do that time, it was native to Nigerian politics. It was ancient to Nigeria. I want to use the word. It was exotic to Nigerian politics. Third term was never in our.
Which aspect of it are you talking about?
Wanting a third term, it was exotic. It wasn't native. It wasn't native to Nigerian politics. It was never in our constitution that someone can come in a third term. So this time around, it's not a party. It's not. It doesn't matter whether you are in my party or not in my party, because even someone within your party wants to become. They already have cliques. Because don't forget, after Obasanjo, people want to become president after him, and people believe that with the federal might, they can become president under PDP. Now you are saying you want to become president for the third time. There was definitely going to be a problem, because the person that is aspiring to become a president from your party must have people in the Senate, must have people in the House of Assembly. So it's not even related, sir. It's different. It's different because that is going to generate internal party issues.
Yeah, it generated internal party issues. See,
because it's not constitutional.
What it proves is that people, the fact that they are in the same party does not mean that they would always go in the same direction. That everybody will say, how many people support, and everybody will say, yeah. No, it's not always so. That's what I was trying to deduce.
But that was the case in Nigeria now.
You say what?
That was the case in Nigeria, especially in these Senates that we have now.
Yeah. Has that been any time Buhari
take a bow and go?
What is the stand?
Take a bow and go.
Abi, what is the stand of the Senate with this Naira redesign? With this everything? What is their stand?
But at least I know that Gbajabiamila stood against it. They even invited.
So what did he do about it? With the power of the Green Chamber, what did he do about it? He's the speaker now.
It was already in court now. It was already in court, and they were even. At least I saw a statement of Gbajabiamila saying that the presidency would have allowed the Senate. The Supreme Court hearing. The Supreme Court judgment, which is
what I just want to know,
they call it, to
stand. The danger of having a single party running the executive and the National Assembly is one of the hardships we are facing today in Nigeria. Because if we had a competent legislature, they would have risen against all those bullshit policies. Yes. That's number one.
That if we have a strong opposition, that's what you would say.
A competent. It doesn't matter if people have. Party, that's what we are saying. That I was saying that is different in the US. You were quoting the US the other time. Yeah. You were quoting the US. You can be in the same party
and disagree.
In the US, not in Nigeria. That's what we are saying. Point. But it's not happening in Nigeria. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is that we don't know. We are not close.
We don't know. Okay.
Do you follow what happens in the National Assembly?
Do we follow what happens? Has there been any time within the last 4 years that you see the executive and the legislature clashing? It happens every day. Every day.
So your position now is that the Nigerian Assembly always accepts and agree with everything.
It's dangerous for an immature democracy like ours. That's the point.
I agree. But I am saying,
it is dangerous for an
are you saying you are sure that every policies of Buhari,
I am very sure that there has not been any opposition.
This assembly has agreed with.
There has not. If you have one, just mention it now. That Buhari proposed something and they say no. If you have one, mention it. If there is one, mention it. that they say no and they vote against it, and they say no, there is now clash between the executive because the presidency want to do something and they say no, we are not doing it. We've seen it
Neither
in
the
the time
design.
of right.
Neither
Has
the design.
there been anything? No, let's be sincere with ourselves. If you have just
I
one,
do not know. See, Timleyin, you are a researcher, okay? So if I don't know something, I would say I don't know, or maybe, okay? It's not as if you'll be saying it emphatically.
that's what I say. I say I don't know one. There has not been
okay.
one that I know of that the legislature now say, oh, President Buhari, you want to do this, but we are not in support of this.
Okay.
If there is one, let me know.
I do not know. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
too. There is none.
So, but don't say there is none because you don't know.
Okay, I hear you. If that's what you
Don't
want.
say, okay.
You are drawing your hand. It's even showing on your face right now because me, I don't understand.
Do you know?
There is. If
Let
you
me
have
ask
one,
you. Let me
don't
ask
know.
you. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you know how many people are in this room where I am now?
I don't have to know. Why did you even
You
ask?
don't know.
It's none of my
Okay?
business. But
So
the Nigerian
if you
Senate
don't
is
know,
my business.
You
The Nigerian
don't know, so
politics
it's
is my
okay for you to
business.
say you don't know or you don't
Yeah.
sure. Or I am. If you can say okay, because it didn't generate noise, the kind of noise that generated during Saraki because it was in it was trying to cross to the to opposition. That kind of a thing. We didn't hear such noise. Then it's okay.
Okay,
than
let's
for you
agree on.
to say
I know we can
outrightly
disagree
it
on a
doesn't
lot of
exist.
things. We can disagree on a lot of things. Can we agree on one thing?
Which is
That having one party for an immature democracy like ours in Nigeria, for
I
a
agree.
developing country,
Yeah.
for people that are so greedy, for us to have greedy politicians in Nigeria, that it is very dangerous to have one party running the executive and
Yes,
the
I
Senate.
agree. I agree.
Otito, if you agree with that, Otito. So there
Yeah,
is
of
no
course.
danger if we say this guy comes in and he has
Obi?
problem with Obi comes in and he has problem with. I mean, that should even be the fun part of it.
Okay,
It should be the fun because you know what that
fingers
will do
crossed.
to us. You know what that will do
Let's
to us.
see.
You know what that
Yeah?
will do to us.
It will lead
Just
to
like
a lot
you
of
know,
debate, a lot of going up and down, and
not just
we
that. I'm
are
talking
delayed.
about us, the citizen. I'm talking about us. Let me tell you what it
How?
will do to us.
Okay.
What it will do to us now is that you were trying to hypothesize that there is a possibility that that this present Senate and the executive have issues, but we don't know of. That's what your hypothesis is. That there is a possibility, no matter how tiny,
Yeah.
that there is a possibility.
Yeah, I do not agree. I do not believe that they would have been, that everything has been, you bring it a sign, you bring it a sign.
That's what
Okay?
I'm saying. My own argument is if you have one, say it. You don't have.
Yeah.
You two, you are saying, do I know emphatically? I'm saying no.
Yeah.
But I don't know one that they have not agreed to.
Exactly. That's how we should have a discussion
That's
because
it.
we don't have facts.
Okay, that's where I'm going now. That's where I'm going. Like for a democracy like ours in Nigeria, we both agree now that it is not okay. It is not okay to have one party run. But you know what this thing will do to us if we have a different person, a different party running the executive and the one running the Senate, is it makes us aware, politically aware, the people. We know what's going on. Now all of these things you are saying, they are hypotheses because you don't know. But now it will come to the limelight. You will know a lot of things if there are different parties at the end of affairs of the executive and the Senate. You will know a lot of things because they will be clashing a lot of times. And there will be a lot of interviews. There will be a lot of streaming live streaming of, sessions. People don't even stream as such again. The
I'm going
Senate
to
sessions.
let me put something on your screen right now. Continue speaking, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that people will be politically aware. People will know what's going on. But a lot of things are going on the ground. You don't even know when they say yes, when they say no. Well, a lot of things are just there. But what it will do to us, remember the Saraki time. Everybody is knowing, like everybody knows how, as the outages they come out. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody gets to know what is happening. within the Senate. And meanwhile, if they had been in agreement politically, if they had the same political interest, you might not even know of all of these things. It will just happen, and that's just it.
Okay, so you can see if you can see my screen now. This is one. I just put it Google. Nigerian Senate disagree with Buhari, and there are so many one that was suggested, but this is just one that interests me. This was published by This Day. Okay, this was 5 months ago. I could go back and then we'll see some other ones that is there.
Like you always say, you are a village boy.
Yeah,
we should not judge a book by its cover. Did you read it?
I didn't read it.
Read it now.
Okay, see, this is another one. Amid disagreement, Senate reject Buhari's request to amend Electoral Act.
Did they amend it or not?
Only the ones that will not favor them.
Don't mind them. Did they reject? Has the Electoral Act been amended or not? I want you to just give me a straight answer. So has it been amended or not?
This was in December.
Wait,
okay?
No, don't move. Wait. Has the Electoral Act been amended or not?
We don't know what
it has been amended.
I don't know the specifics. I don't know the specifics. Wait, boss. I don't know the specifics of what was amended and what was not amended.
They amended it.
Okay. I hear you. See, my point is, there's just one simple thing that I wanted to prove to you. Okay, that your blunt statement about that the Senate or the Assembly has agreed with everything that Buhari has done. What I have just done now is to disprove you.
But I thought we came to a concession, and I agreed with you when you mentioned it. I mean, the beauty of argument is that we meet at a spot and we agree. And I said, if I wanted to see, and I came back to say, I mean, we don't have to go back to that. I came back.
If I can prove it that this is why I am insisting, and we have just seen it.
You are insisting on what exactly? Because I already agreed with you that there is the possibility that maybe some things are happening and we don't know.
So but I now make mention of why make such a blatant expressions like that, and you want me to agree with you? Anyway,
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hope election results will start coming in now.
Let's hope that the election result is going to be here soon. We've been here for 2 hours now, 1 hour 56 minutes. I guess we should start rounding up now because Abitosin, what you want to say something?
It's fine. I'm going to be live again by 11.
Okay. On your
cup
platform,
of tea.
Right? Cup of tea, okay.
On TikTok.
Oh, okay. So we'll continue to monitor the result of the election. Hopefully that all will be well. Oluomo is trending here in Nigeria.
He has to be trending. But remember when I sent you the video, say, is this Oluomo? Because the agbado in your hand will not allow you to see it very well. Is this Oluomo? Is this Oluomo?
Timlani, you are disappointing me. You are a scientist, okay? You are a scientist who should believe in fact, okay? You send me a screenshot, okay, of the
screenshot is a video. It's not a screenshot.
Yes, you screen record it now.
It doesn't reduce the fact that it's a video. Okay. It doesn't reduce the fact that it's a video. Guys. Is it not a video?
It is.
You are going hold.
See, if I had the opportunity to download video on Twitter, I would have downloaded it for you.
I wasn't sure, and I wanted to be sure. And since you say, "Oh, it is him," I did not disagree with you. I only want to be sure.
See, even that statement, it doesn't have to come from S.A. Oluomo for it to be a crime.
Of course, and I said that. Okay, I said that. I said whoever have done that was wrong. That it is criminal. Should be arrested.
It's not just wrong. Okay? It's criminal. Yes. It's criminal.
Yeah, it is criminal. It should be, that person should be arrested. But at the same time, I want to be sure before I say something like this. I'd like to be, if I'm not sure. There was a time I used to write something. I would write, I think. My wife would say, why are you writing? I always writing, I think. I said, I want my readers to understand that this is just my own understanding, not that I am certain. Or if I didn't use I think, I will use I believe, so that you will know that this is just me. It is not that I am quoting it from somewhere. It's not that I am saying it is a fact, because what is a fact to me, which is based on my own understanding and perception, may not be true to you, or may not be true to other people. As we grow, we learn. You understand? So, and in making such statements, you know that this can be ascribed to me. You understand? That was what I was just trying to do. There's nothing else.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we are hoping that a lot of things is happening in Nigeria. So we are expecting that at least it's going to be either Obi, or it is Tinubu, or it's going to be Atiku. I guess it's going to be between the three of them. Hopefully by tomorrow or so, or maybe Monday at the most. We're expecting that we would have been seeing some. By now, I'm expecting that INEC screen would have been displaying some figures.
Let me check.
Can somebody please check INEC website or something, or maybe any of the conventional medias?
Roma Makri, he said this is his mood for tomorrow. He knows that they will not win, but this is his mood that work don't finish. You know, go they lie again. At least for a while, he will relax.
You know, go do what?
He will not. He will stop lying. Stop. He will stop his propaganda. He can relax a bit now. Work don't finish. Your God don't lose.
Honestly, I'm also tired of the propaganda. It's too much. Oh yeah. I'm seeing now on Tribune that Obi wins the Aso Rock Poly Unit.
Yeah, not that.
Àti sọ yẹn ẹ̀fẹ́ gbàgbọ́ ni.
O lè sọ bí lẹ́nu níwà bàbá yìí. Yeah.
Result is show from wow.
Somebody is saying what is happening in the north. All these Canadian politicians.
Yeah?
Some of your people, they are asking what is happening in the north.
She been at in Nigeria. They should be the first to know now.
The person tweeting this is actually not Canadian based. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
That's why I was pointing it to you, John.
You said this is why they are running elections that threatens the nation. I have not seen the question actually.
Yeah, I saw the.
Okay, it was on Twitter, right?
Yes, on Twitter.
They should go and find out.
So this election is going to be between in the north. I think it's a lot of vote for NNPP. NNPP, yeah, NNPP, then APC and PDP. I guess Obi might be able to get some votes in maybe Kaduna and some of these Christian-dominated states in the north. I'm seeing one that somebody posted here saying NNPP has a lead.
Actually, I see a lot of, I don't know, a lot of people are going to rise
if results, especially the results they know in their own polling unit, is not showing what they saw when they left. Well, let's hope and see.
Yeah.
Not to preempt anything, right?
Okay. So breaking INEC suspends election in polling units. Mahmoud Yoga said the election was postponed because of what this was in Bayelsa State. In 141 polling units suspended.
Can you imagine?
Wow, that's a lot.
By the time the northern results come in, everybody my ballot. Nígbà tó kọ́ àkọ́ àṣọ bá kọ́kọ́ kó gbogbo Kánò náà. You go to look at the results coming from the south. You know, say south, we like to do gra. Those one, I can sempe. Ó lè jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá ní Kaduna tó máa wọlé. Sokoto. Just thinking it 1 million.
I hope some people will not go to streets when they hear the eventual result of the election.
We cannot rule that out. We just hope everything will be peaceful to the end. But in a situation whereby the will of the people will not happen and the people see that is
Labour
very
Party
nearly
win in Gbajabiamila. Labour Party win in Gbajabiamila ward.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that news too.
That is cable. If that's true, I don't know what to believe now, sir.
I think if the result is coming from the nation, yes, because the nation is Agbado.
It is not.
No,
surprising.
this is cable. This is cable.
Okay. Yeah. Might be good to call it a day. We don't try.
Okay, so nation only affiliation below.
Share the nation.
Yeah.
Now Tinubu get on now.
Tinubu no need the nation.
Now Tinubu get on now.
TVC and the nation.
Yeah, I know of TVC.
In fact, I knew the nation before I got to know about TVC. Rino Omokre said, elderly man dealt with by Anambra crowd for voting Tinubu.
Propaganda.
That's wrong as well if it happened.
Yeah, but it's happening, okay?
Show the video. At least all of the claims we are making
cannot
here.
afford to be dismissive. That's one thing that I had against some of you that are supporting whether PDP, whether Obi. But also, people were being impacted by the currency, this thing. There are ordinary people who don't care about who you vote for, who don't have access to their money, and because you think this would favor your candidate, you think it is okay. It is wrong. If it affects A, it should affect B.
And how do anybody know if we favor one candidate or do not favor the other candidate? The presidency that insisted, is he a LP party man?
So that's why Toshi Yamile people who were supporting Labour Party, Buhari, who has been an enemy, suddenly become, Buhari knows what he's doing. He's a good man. Buhari wants to give a good legacy. This is a bias mind. On this platform, we try to, checkmate ourselves and make sure that we are not too biased, even though it's okay.
I wasn't in that show. And
no, I'm not on this show, not on this show. I'm saying generally. And we've seen it across social media now.
This is coming from a popular Agbado statistician from
a fellow.
Okay.
It said Labour Party House of Rep candidate he doesn't even know his name, pulling numbers in Etiosa and may win. Many voters probably don't know him. Banky bearing the collateral damage. It's just like you. You will say he's not biased, but
is supporting Agbado. So someone has said too early. I suspect Lagos Island and Obalende votes are not yet in. He said, at this rate, there is nowhere I see a landslide for APC in Etiosa, even in Obalende. He himself is an Agbado man that I know very well. So
yeah, it's going to
So
be.
I-
It's going to be.
I
we
see
know,
Labour
we
Party
know that it
pulling
is highly
numbers in Lagos.
competed the election.
Yeah, that Lagos, they just want to what kind of doju ti baba. When not saying look banko.
Yeah, no.
When not saying look banko.
We
Even
will
if that
see.
man, even if Obino win, I see him doing Tinubu big shege in that Lagos.
Of course,
Big shege.
definitely. He's trying, and and I think it is kudos to him.
Just within
kudos
8
to him
months.
for. You say what?
Just within 8 months.
Yeah, yeah. It is politics, and and that's it. It is what it is. It is high level competition.
Yeah, if you could do this in 8 months, no. I wish he had started earlier. Since that
Yeah.
2020 SARS still bere, if we could have ridden on that SARS protests.
No, I think when you come to NSAS, I'm actually disappointed that, because I feel like it's somebody like you, Showore, who was literally part of the NSAS, that should have be rewarded by it rather than
Sowore tí wọ́n lé dànù l'Abuja.
PDP.
So
Yeah,
I'm
whether-
ní receipt.
The protester did not align with Showore.
They did not allow Sowore mo ma ní receipt yẹn lọ́wọ́ tiẹ̀.
No,
And
one
they were
person.
chasing.
It was one guy. It was one guy who confronted Showore. I was watching it live. It was one guy, and because the media does not like Showore, they quickly put camera in front of that guy and broadcast it. Okay, we know these things.
Sowore should just go and sit down.
I watched it live.
Sowore should go and sit down. Imagine.
Showore did not position himself to benefit from that now.
Disappoint me
How?
and it's killing me.
How does he not position himself to benefit from it?
He's doing
Okay,
like an
now-
activist. He's doing like an activist.
He's not
Yeah.
as a politician. Not as a politician, as an activist.
It doesn't work that way, sir.
See the level of decorum that Obi and his vice they display in
Wà
this
bá ilé
election.
ìjà, wà bá
It's
ilé ìjà,
beyond
wà
any
bá tọ̀
Nigerian
ìjà, wà bá
politician.
pásítọ̀ jà, wà bá ìmáàmù jà, wà kí ló ṣe gangan.
Abi?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You want to ask for people's votes.
Daluja.
Yeah.
Eh,
That is
Yeah,
why
this
Jimoh
is
sọ
them.
pé that's why Jimoh sọ pé activism in politics does not always work.
Now, we have seen
You
our
know?
politicians ride on us, trample on us. We need someone that will show people that I'm humble. I'm simple. You are not doing graga. It's not this because we see-
pretense at least.
Yeah,
It's,
yes.
yeah,
we see him as someone tó yẹ kó tó náà bá lágbára, he will do and undo.
yeah.
He will
See,
do and undo.
but the truth is, whether you agree with me on Showore or not, Showore is maybe tough in terms of the activity. I don't like the fact that he put activism ahead of everything. I don't like that about him. And I've also told him about this. See, I've personally written a letter to Showore. I've been in a personal video like this. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this here, but I've actually spoken to him. That's just my point. That people have known you
Shebi
as
you were
an
there.
activist.
Shebi you were there. We were in the same video together.
Oh,
We were in the
okay.
same show. Shebi you were there. I was telling him it was
apart from
instead
that
of facing
one-
the issue, instead of facing
Apart
the
from
issue,
that,
say-
apart
he's
from
telling
that
people,
one,
don't
I
be
have
like
had a
Timileni.
one-on-one with him.
Don't be like
And I
Timileni that
told
is a
him,
president.
people have already known you as an activist. What
You know why
else
Sowore
does
lost it with
Showore
me?
have? You
Shebi
understand?
Gati Sowore lose it pẹ̀lú mi. The day he lost it with me was the day we held that video, that show. We were in the same video with Sowore and I was asking him, and it was very innocent question. I remember you messaged me beforehand that Timileni, do you have any question for this guy? I was like, I have question, but his arrogance might not allow him answer that question quite well objectively, because I've seen many people ask him similar questions, and the way he responds is that go and tell your politician in your constituency to go and do House of Rep before you come and tell me that. So I was now looking for a very harmless way of putting that question. I thought deeply that I don't want to hurt this guy's ego. You understand? that how do I shall try to maneuver. Now submitted that question and now ask him that question. Then Baba flare up. Are you in Nigeria right now? Baba, calm down now. If I did Nigeria, you go on get my vote now. Now so he dey rant. And I told him, calm down. What I'm saying, I'm speaking from experience. And that time I was very fresh from Nigeria. I haven't even spent up to 2 years in Canada that time. So I just told him that, see, I was a presiding officer. I saw people come and say they don't want PDP, that they want to vote PDP, because I actually was a presiding officer in Buruji Kashamu's local government. And Buruji Kashamu was contesting for governor. Imagine being in the local government of a leading contestant in the state. So people massively voted for Buruji Kashamu, who was a PDP member. And when it came to presidency, so definitely the people know what they want. They didn't vote PDP. They didn't vote Atiku. They voted President Buhari. So this was what I was trying to tell him, that you might call people gullible, but they know what they were doing. They saw APC for presidency. They voted it, and they saw PDP for governorship. They voted it, and not the same day. So people know what they are doing, right? So I was just trying to tell him that maybe you just need to look inward and re-strategize and say there is nothing like strategizing. That is, he say, did they share money in your polling unit? I said, how am I supposed to know, or how am I supposed to control that? Nothing concern me with if they buy people's votes. Mine is to preside over voting, election. That's my job. He say, all you young men, Nigerians, don't be like Timileyin. He's working together with, I know if he was a Peter Obi supporter, I would call me Agbado that time. He's working together with Nigerian politicians and to make sure that they destabilize Nigeria and this and that. I was like, God, so this man is this shallow. And he used to talk like he's intelligent. And that was it for me. That was it. I mean, it doesn't take more than 1 day interview to know the true color of someone. And that was it. I was like, no. That's why you cannot talk about Sowore where I am, and I would be like, who is he?
It's unfortunate that Sowore didn't perhaps, even things that people like us could see, that he is not able to see it.
Sowore is just a regular guy.
None of us is contesting for office, and yet we can see some things that he, who is, famous and
Baba kan gbowó donation yìí ni.
Has a platform.
Gbogbo donation yìí ni. Gbogbo donation tẹ́ ẹ ṣe yẹ pé for his presidential. Ẹ tó mọ̀ pé o lè pòlù 20,000 votes tó ń gba donation. Baba kan gbowó yìí ni.
No, you never say you don't know that. You don't know that. He might have an intention. You don't know his intention, okay?
His intention
might be. It might just be his demeanor, okay? His demeanor is.
How many states ní Sowore ti ṣe campaign?
Ṣé ní.
Àti ètò lọ àtẹ̀lé. How many states?
He visited all the states in the last election. No, I mean the last election.
Kí wàá lọ gbowó fúngbà tó mọ̀ pé òun ní visit any state for campaign lọ́dún yìí.
The last election, I mean.
I'm talking about this election.
Show back contribution ní year yìí.
Ẹ lọ sórí Twitter page ẹ.
Okay. Mi ò mọ̀, I didn't even follow him much.
Fúnra rẹ̀ ó mọ̀ pé òun ní. Imagine make Sowore dey talk say Peter Obi cannot enter. You imagine make Sowore dey talk say Peter Obi cannot enter.
It's a political statement. Now you expecting him to say Sowore Obi will enter? Are you expecting him to say Tinubu will enter or Atiku will enter?
What is he not
it's
trying
a political
to say?
Statement.
He's trying to say Tinubu or Atiku will enter. Ṣé o ló wá fẹ́ wọlé ni?
No, Timileyin ìwọ gan mi wọn kó ó ti bias púpọ̀ jù náà.
Ó gbúdọ̀ bias má ti rí nǹkan tí ó dá màá sọ.
Okay, agree that you are biased,
right? Ó pàdé kìíní ní airport, ó go flight kan náà pẹ̀lú Peter Obi. Ẹ̀yà fọ́tò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rẹ́rìn bí mú nínú fọ́tò yẹn wá àti Peter Obi jọ rẹ́rìn bí sheep nínú fọ́tò. Ó wá lọ sórí Twitter, ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ post to fọ́tò yẹn wá sọ pé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí post yẹn. Is that how? No, let's be sincere. Now, so many political statements tí kò yẹ ká máa gbọ́ with someone to bá rẹ́rìn tẹjọ shake ọwọ́ tẹjọ rẹ́rìn. So if we are moving forward as a young politician, we say we want to move forward from the old path. I mean, there should be something different about you. There should be something. You should not be behaving like a rogue.
I agree.
So
And that was my point when I was saying, I'm still taking you back to my word about, I wrote it down here, that protest or activism in democracy is not
Eléyìí
good.
yàtọ̀
Either
sí
you
ní
same
ká máa
party.
àwọn òní afẹ́ṣe activism àlà ṣé
Eléyìí yàtọ̀ sí same party là ń sọ bàbá.
that's what Showore is doing. It's activism.
òun tẹ̀lé aláwàdà ni
Eh,
aláwàdà ni Sowore tiẹ̀ aláwàdà ni ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó serious nísìnyí ẹ̀rẹ́ tó serious ẹ̀rí Peter Obi tó serious tí
Well,
Peter Obi
like-
ò bá wọlé honestly ó ti
that
earn
is your
respect.
own opinion,
tí ò bá
Timileyin.
wọlé ó ti earn
That's your
respect.
opinion. Somebody else might not feel like that. and
That's
it's
why it's
okay.
opinion sharer now. Ṣe bó opinion sharer.
Yeah, it is opinion sharers.
Ṣáàtì
Yeah,
wà fún mi.
it is opinion sharers, but at the same time, I don't want you to be caught pulling another candidate down.
I'm not
That's
pulling
why I'm
another
saying.
candidate down. Someone that did not contest should not expect votes. That did not campaign should not expect votes. That's what I'm saying.
He
Yeah.
campaigned now. Why do you say he didn't campaign?
Hello campaign.
Uh-huh.
We want to
Are there
campaign.
there are 18 presidential candidates. Mélòó nínú wọn ló mọ̀?
I told her I suppose kan wá.
How many of them do you know?
We know the serious one. We know the. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀
How
dárúkọ
many
ẹ̀kan
of them
ẹ
do
dárúkọ
you know?
kan tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá
Timileyin.
tó wá láti SDP. Tí mo
Timileyin.
lọ orúkọ ẹ̀ rí.
But you know
Ẹ̀rẹ́
Showore, right?
Ẹ̀rẹ́
You know Showore, right?
mo mọ̀ Sowore torí pé mo ti fall in love pẹ̀lú ẹ̀gbá kan rí kí tó kọlu ẹ̀.
Simple.
Kí tó rí tí
So,
kọlu ẹ̀.
regardless of what you say now, you know him. That's all.
I know him torí pé Ọlọ́run ló rọ pé àwọn Nigerians go vote fún náà.
To be honest, know what the situation
Let's call it a day.
Yeah, I have to try though, honestly.
All right now. Thank you guys. We will be back again next week. So by then we would have known the winner of the election, and some people would have gone back to their village to go and drink their gari. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for all those who have viewed us and share and like, and thank you for those who commented too. Thank you guys. Timileyin, thank you. Tosin, thank you. We hope Nigeria will be peaceful, even as we continue to expect the results of this election. Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye from all of us here.